So I think you're gonna have parents that are not parents, but you're gonna have leaders that, you know, work in the county that can drive the classes and utilize that. I mean, it just makes sense to.
Do you have to have a certain license to drive buses, like people have to have a
driver's license?
just a driver's license, right now?
They might even let you drive it.
Get away, I have one. I did lose it for a while, but I found another one.
Good job. They didn't take it from you, you just lost it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't revoked.
Okay.
Let's make it clear on the record.
So we need to, is it a
So this is a
contract or
this is a certificate of assurance signature page.
Yeah.
So,
something? Motion to
motion to sign this certificate of assurance.
So moved.
I'll second it.
All fair?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Ginger, you got the next, yeah.
No, not even.
Okay.
Yeah, these are our circuit breakers. As of right now, I have, 45 applications.
Oh, geez.
That's a lot. That's where I'm saying there is a need in our county for this program. So,
But that's pretty normal though, right?
yeah,
We got
yeah.
a handful.
I've had a few people that have died off and fallen off the program, but I've had some new people
Okay.
that have come, like, that they're eligible now.
Graduated.
Yeah. But it's still, it's a good program, I think. I mean, they have to be at least 66 years of age. You can't make more than 42,623. So there's limitations, and obviously you can tell in our county there is a need.
There also allows for people with disabilities.
Which I have one application for disability, so you probably need to review this one. And then I have,
45 applicants.
yeah, and that's about average. So in total, so the amount we're gonna abate currently right now is $30,146.47. So out of the $6 million that the state has, we're a drop in the bucket, but it's still, it's such a vital program for our county, I
And
think.
this is the last year that's guaranteed.
Yep, yep, so.
This program? Really?
And then we want to take it away.
Because it'll save $70 on the fine.
They want to go to a
Deferral.
So then.
It'll be a nightmare
Oh, yeah.
to manage that, and anyway, that's what I'm thinking.
It'll be very hard to manage. We're still in discussion.
This is my one disability application. She does have a doctor's note. It was signed by,
Not by me, that's good.
no, it wasn't by you. And then
That would be a conflict.
and this is her income, which is far less than, I think it's a valid application, personally, but, and she knows that the program is probably gonna go away, and it is an application that has to be filed every single year. So, but she's my only one. I expect to have one more. They didn't get their documentation to me before Friday, so I don't have that one in front of me yet.
Okay.
Now, the state reimburses all of it or half?
All of it. On the circuit breaker, it's all of it, on the first come, first served basis. So,
Does it list the amount of taxes reversed on hers?
it's half on a disabled one. It's 50%.
Oh, that's where they.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different than your other low income, because they can, some of them actually does take care of, because you can stack those ones. There's actually an indigent piece of it, so you can stack them. So some of my widows actually they pay no tax because of the program. But this one here is 50%, so.
Okay.
As long as you're,
You guys have any other questions?
I don't have any qualms. I think it's a good program.
I feel bad it's gonna go away, 'cause I think
Well, the county still has the option to do it
we
themselves.
can.
different, that's what.
It's so, yeah.
And if people are taking the time to really utilize it, doing it, then,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good, it's a good.
I mean, some of my
They're qualified.
people are, like,
Yeah.
they're poverty level, it's
Oh,
such a good program that it's too bad that,
well, I think that what the state actually is analyzing is there has been people gaining the program on a different level, and
but
they're
if they have
trying to.
income and they have,
Well, it's a different, there's a different view of what they're looking at, and I've been in several meetings where they're doing certain case, like, telling you why they're looking at this, and it says, yeah, but you're throwing the baby out with bathwater, like, there's
so if they,
always bad players, right?
yeah, so prosecute them.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, don't make everybody pay the consequences of
Yeah.
a few people.
Yeah.
There's some tax planners that are pushing people into using the program,
Yeah.
who really shouldn't be using the program, and they find a legal way to do it.
But it's there, on the back of the valuation notice, it shows that they're available. We don't advertise it, people come forward to us, we don't, like, that's
You don't
just.
go dragging
No,
them here to do
no,
it.
no. And I, like, if they don't get their stuff to me, then they don't.
Yeah.
So, but that's, it's just a good program, I feel bad that not everybody sees it that way.
Right.
And we have some really good representatives down in our district, and they're not in favor of getting into this program, so maybe the program has a chance. I think we need to
I think they need to
express
make some noise, because if they don't make some noise, it's gonna go away.
how important this is to rural counties and
Well, it's
what it means to the people.
the
that
penny
are using it.
pinchers, the many people on the top end that are causing a lot of trouble, and they're very vocal.
Well, if there's people abusing it, it seems like we could close out the loopholes, just modify the laws.
Mhm.
Agreed.
It's pushing folks that don't need it and abusing it.
Right, right, I agree. You need a motion?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the low income abatement.
want to give them a number, 30,000?
Right now, it's 30,000. I may have, so here's the thing too, I may have a couple of applicants, because the taxes are delinquent until after the 30th of November. And so I will accept an application after, if it's a qualifiable one. If it's only qualifiable one, then I,
So in that motion, I'll put that any future applicants that come in that qualify
yeah.
will also be accepted if they're within
Parameter
the
of the
parameter
program.
of the program.
I just need to come back and tell us the number at the end, so we can
Okay,
have it.
we can do it in our BOE.
Yeah, okay. Motion,
I will second that motion.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make unanimous, thanks Ginger on that too, that's also a very good service for people in the community, so appreciate that. All right, consider Elk Meadow Service District tide liens, Lan, you're here, come on up, how are you today?
Good.
Good.
I'm just gonna say, we're very blessed to know those applicants that put in.
That's true.
And we receive a need.
Yeah.
That's
I
like-
know
it's just
Patty,
like-
remember when we were with the trucker, and I just said, Penny.
Okay.
What?
If you don't care.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say, but this is
We're not
just
gonna
a
repeat it.
list, this is a list of what Elk Meadow Service District brought over to me to have their delinquent claims tied to the property, which we've done every year. Your authority to do so.
Some of these people are repeat offenders, we just
Yes,
keep
they
counting
are.
all the time?
Yeah, after 5 years, they sell the property and we get our money, so that's carry on for them.
It's like a lot of work to keep carrying people.
Yep.
For 5 years, I mean,
She's obeying the law, she's doing what she's supposed to.
thank you for doing that, but, wow.
Yeah. But it's getting smaller and smaller, it used
Yeah, I
to
was gonna
be
say, the list isn't
240
there. Yeah.
at one time when
Oh, wow.
it's high, so it is smaller and smaller.
So we just do this as a service for Elk
Yeah.
Meadow Special Service District.
Yes.
You get all the phone calls and, okay.
Yeah, I've got a core action going on right now because of lunch, but,
oh, geez.
yeah. As soon as that happens, I'm done, I'm not gonna say to do this or anything, it's just helping them out, but.
Commissioner, we're following the laws, this is just when, number, service district number 5, although it's been a while.
We don't do anything with them anymore.
Ray Rowley, well, that was 20.
Yeah, that was when Beaver, we started this when Beaver County signed agreements to help them get started. And this one was set up when they had come out of bankruptcy and the county took upon them to co-sign a bond with them. So that's how this started. Then Beaver County to make sure they got their money. And I've been doing it since long after that bond was paid. But same with Service District 5, it's when we first started. And so the county was like, we need to get our money, and this is how we're gonna do it. But yeah, that kind of got ugly, but they don't have us do it anymore, you know. Only once in a while Milford Cleanup will file a lien and ask us to do that, which you will accept that. And we've done that before, but this one, an individual has passed away, it's gone into court. Now their attorney's coming after me for these fees because I can't charge these fees to that individual who's dead. And I had to explain that it is fees that are charged to the land, not to the dead individual. So
who's it covering you, or who's
No, it's not there yet.
it's not there yet.
We're dealing with grant requests right now.
Yeah, so, and I've showed everything and tried to work with them, so. Anyway, it's just collecting.
So is there liability on us with fees?
I don't think so. For the most part, they'll eventually pay them, you know what I mean? They're just slackers.
But should we have Elk Meadows be doing that?
They
They
do.
don't
They don't have.
we don't have authority.
Yeah.
So it has to come from the county.
That's correct.
So they do collect, so this is, a year's worth of delinquent fees. This is the last quarter of last year and the
We gotta read
first
them.
3 quarters. So each year they'll bring us, you know, these fees. The only thing when you tie a lien against property, it's sold first, or it's paid first before the property, because I can't sell
Right.
on a lien. I
Right.
can only sell on delinquent taxes. They have the option of signing a paper, and I haven't had anyone do that yet, so I keep it kind of quiet, but they have the option to come to me and sign a paper and say, we refuse to pay this, and our money has to go to the taxes. When they do that, then it's gotta be up to the service district to collect it through court, which that is a way of them doing it too. This is just cheaper for us to do it.
That's how the service district 5 is doing it. I send collection letters and then I sue them. So that's how they do it.
Yeah, so,
But I've researched this, commissioners, and this is what the statute tells us to do. So we have authority to do it. It's, I think, appropriate in the circumstances.
Okay.
they do it until something happens and we have to relook at it and say, like, this is your fees and we're not getting a dime from it and we're going to court over it for you. And I think that's when we start analyzing it at the end of the day, you know? But this is one that's just, I don't know, it's not gonna go anywhere, I don't think. She's saying we're suing a dead person, so.
Right.
And I think any attorney that takes it on and finds out, oh, it's assessed to the line, not someone that died, so. I don't think it'll go anywhere, but it should take a lot of time, paperwork. Yeah. But he's not on this list, so they paid us a share. That's the first name I looked on it, make sure he wasn't back on there, but anyway.
He's not there.
Yeah.
Graduated.
Out of reach.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think we're good, we'll just keep going until something happens and.
Okay.
Well, I'll make a motion that we, accept the list.
With the lien amounts?
With the lien amounts presented.
Perfect. Okay.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Lynn. I
Hey,
appreciate your work.
thank you.
Thank you.
thanks for helping out the service district, I know they appreciate it.
Yeah, it's all good. We gotta figure out who's gonna do it, so. If you find out, let me know, cause that's where I got some of my money. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Teresa, come on up, you're next.
Great.
Consider a memorandum agreement, CPS mental health grant for CJC. How are you this morning?
I'm wonderful.
Good to see you.
Yes, I'm heading out to watch my son's golf tournament right after this, so.
Oh, nice. Where's that at?
Just here.
Oh, here in town?
Mhm.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, JV.
You don't gotta go very far.
Nope.
Oh, nice. Down the road. It's a beautiful day for that, it looks like. Maybe it's not gonna rain, is
Take
it?
an umbrella.
Is it supposed to rain?
No,
Oh.
for the shade.
Oh, for the shade.
Okay,
Okay, go ahead.
so I am here to ask the commission to accept an MOA from the Public Safety Mental Health Grant Commission. We applied for a first responder mental health grant. So what that is I think our county already has had one in that, still going out for, like firefighters and for like the sheriff's office. They're a one-year grant, theirs is about to expire.
Is it the app that's on their phone?
That's part of how
part
they
of the
chose
program.
to do it, yes. So you can apply for it once, it's a one-year grant, it just kind of helps get things started with mental health. So I'm applying for it for my multidisciplinary teams, for both my Beaver team and my Garfield teams combined. So I have about 40 people between those two teams, that would qualify for those services to receive those mental health, funds. So you're probably familiar with the way that the DPS grant works. There has to be periodic screenings, and then there's money available for them to visit with trained professionals that specialize in treating first responders for mental health care. We all know how important that is. The grant that we had in the past didn't include a lot of the people that are on the multidisciplinary team, but they, according to the statute, are qualified as first responders for the purposes of this grant. So they include like county attorneys and their employees, because they have to screen all of that child sexual abuse material as they're doing cases. It would include like the nurse practitioners that have to see children at the CJC for sexual abuse and different things like that. So it covers a broader range of people than are like traditional first responders, firefighters and police officers, EMTs, things like that. So we and other CJCs in the state have applied for and got accepted for this grant, and we were accepted for it as well. So I have been working with a couple of different, I shouldn't say I haven't been working with anybody. I've been exploring different agencies that specialize in this type of support for first responders. So there's a few different agencies that I've been speaking to just to figure out what would be a great fit for our MCT in our county. Because I definitely don't want to pigeonhole our people into just only visiting one service provider. Everybody doesn't wear the same size of shoe. Everyone doesn't have the same style of shoe. Same thing with therapists. I don't feel like everybody fits into the same, they're not going to be best served by just visiting with one therapist. So I want to make sure that whatever agency that we work with to provide those screenings and those services allows for multiple different clinicians. One of the ones that I've been talking to is First Responders First. They have, I believe, he told me 40 clinicians throughout the state of Utah that he contracts with, that people could potentially see for mental health services, and all of the ones that he contracts with are highly specialized for first responders. So that's really important, because if you just have a young therapist just out of grad school, you, as a 20-year veteran of law enforcement or sexual abuse cases, investigators, they don't want to dump all of that onto somebody that's brand new in the field. You know, you want to speak to somebody that
maybe has, similar experiences as maybe a former police officer, maybe a former firefighter, you know, a former first responder that's then gone into the field of mental health, because they get you, they see you, they've been there. And so, first responder first, you know, screens all of their, clinicians throughout the state to ensure that they would be a good fit, and then people can choose. I would make sure to, whatever agency I sign up with, that they are willing to contract with providers that are willing to contract with them. So like if one of our people is already seeing somebody, my hope would be that they would be willing to contract through that agency so that they can get the same services from the clinician that they're comfortable with, rather than having to be seeing just one
Well,
clinician.
my question would be, does this money come into the county and then you contract with these other groups and then we pay them, or is that how that works?
Yeah.
So you would manage the grant and the whole process?
Yeah, and there's quarterly reports that are due, everything is monitored, you know, there's reporting that is required. I have all of the documentation showing that, it talks about it in the MOA, talks about all of the, you know, different rules that apply to the grant. We would obviously follow all of those rules and make sure that the money is spent only appropriately, and it would all go
Just
through the
1
county.
year?
And yes, so the funds are just for 1 year.
It's one time.
It's one-time grant,
You only
yep.
get one time, that's
Yep.
it.
I thought it said that the funds are there until they're spent.
And
Well,
that
it says maintain records for 5 years,
Now go to the next page.
and then, well, right there at the bottom, it says return grant funding
yeah.
to DPS.
So
But
DPS
that's
can-
what I was trying to decide, if it was,
So if you don't.
So if we don't
One
spend
year.
it, DPS can request the balance of it
but
back.
not till after 5 years, or, that's where my question was, is it?
You know, I don't know all of the details, all the ins and outs, but I know that Mary Kellogg, who is the administrator through DPS for the grant, has been really great to work with, and she's really good to answer any of those questions that we have at any time. So, I mean, worst case scenario, we're awarded the, $198,700. We use up X amount dollars of it. We don't use X amount dollars of it, we give that back to DPS or
Well, if you
to other
can-
agencies.
If you can
so.
scatter it out for 5 years, then I can, you know, until you can use it. I was just thinking that's a lot of money for a single year.
It is a lot of money, and I know that there's that period of buy-in. So, and I think that the grant administrators know that too, but we just have to follow what their rules are. We do the best that we can. We let our people know, hey, we have this money available, we wanna be able to have our people have services. To me, having funds available and not accepting them and not using them could be a tragedy in the making. You know,
Oh,
if
yeah.
we have.
Well, this is a water program
Yeah.
in general. I'm just trying to look at the logistics of it, maybe
Right.
like what your
Yeah.
timeline, and make sure that you've got that worked out so that you can hold it and carry it so many years, and you're not losing,
Yeah.
you're not losing.
That would be fantastic.
That would be fantastic, and if they'll let us do that, absolutely, that's what we'll do.
That's my only
If they
concern.
request
I
it
don't-
back, then we have to give
I
it
mean,
back.
it says keep records for 5 years, but
Mhm.
nowhere in there does it say a term of using.
This MOA is effective until all funds have been spent by the recipient and a final report is received by DPS.
So the timeline's your own timeline, yeah.
Sounds like it.
That's what that looks like.
Okay.
I mean, if it works that way, that's amazing. Yep,
I would just check, make sure, because.
yeah, we'll make sure.
Then you don't have to reapply every year, you have those.
Well, and you can't reapply every year, that's the whole logistics of this grant, is you can apply 1 year, 1 time. So, that's why I did apply for a large amount, even though I was concerned we may not be able to spend it all out in 1 year. But when it comes to mental health, I mean, if you look at some of the administrative costs, like a monthly wellness check-in is $200 per individual. So, if we did 40 individuals at $200, I mean, that could be $48,000 right there. So it does spend out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like a good program.
So, and, sorry, you're
No,
saying.
you're good.
I was gonna say, so it will show up on your budget when it comes budgetary time, when you if you get this grant.
Yeah, it will just show up in, I guess however Ginger wants to do it, under contract,
We
probably.
usually do it under professional services.
Professional
Okay.
services.
Professional services, how we do
Yeah.
the grant.
And we, you know, obviously wouldn't send it out for anything other than what the grant allows.
Allows you to,
Mhm.
yeah.
It doesn't sound like you're gonna just be using this over the course of 5 years. Maintain records for 5 years, this show how the 5 years. So it sounds like there will be a carryover. Have they told you anything?
They haven't told me that there's a carryover, they just let me know it was a one-year grant,
In the
so.
plain language,
but-
maintain records for 5 years, you should show how the 5 years. How would you keep records for 5 years if you weren't using the money for?
5 years.
I mean, I guess just if there was an audit, saying how did you spend what you spent,
But you do all of the reporting, Ginger doesn't have to.
right? Yeah, Ginger's good to help.
Providing this is awesome.
Yeah.
It does say return grant money to DPSF, they determine we're not using it how we're supposed to. So we need to look at 5321-103.
That's the statute, how to use it, yeah.
Using it properly.
Yeah, here's 51. Yeah, you can have all of these, Dawn.
Well, if there's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion to,
I got one more question. You mentioned prosecutors, does that include the county staff?
Yes.
Some paralegals that
Yep.
do some pretty awful.
Yep. If they,
They have to deal with pretty awful.
they
Well,
don't
tell
do
what
the
you
awful
want.
things, but they do. Yeah, it does. Yep, they are.
you're down
they're-
there, what are you doing?
Keep that right.
They're included in the language of the statute.
That's good.
Yeah.
So in summary, just so I'm clear, we'll receive the check for the 198,700. We use those funds, we think, for at least 5 years, and then you do all the reporting and keep all the records.
Probably up to 5 years.
Yeah, I
Depending on
believe
what-
I have to do reporting for 1 year and then keep the records for up to 5 years, but
Yeah,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
that's right, I understand.
that's my understanding of
I
it.
How the
agree with
other
that.
grant works is a little different.
Yes,
Perfect.
Well, I mean,
hope you get it.
No, we did, we've already been.
Oh.
okay.
We're asking you to, just as a county, accept the funds.
Go into this agreement with them.
Yeah, go into the
Okay,
agreement with them.
okay.
even better.
I'll make the motion that we accept the funds.
I will second that.
Or sign the MOU, I guess is what you, MOA.
And normally it's an MOU, we call this a memorandum of agreement.
Oh, okay, a little different.
Probably should agree to terms, maybe.
Probably.
So I got a motion, I got a second, yes? Heard that?
Second, yeah.
All in favor?
All right.
Make unanimous. Good luck with that money, use it wisely, or use it what the statute says.
Thank you.
Properly.
Properly.
If we can just let our people know how important, accessing these grant funds while they're available, because, you know, mental health is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And even with our great insurance that the county has, you know, one visit can cost a family over $100, so,
Yeah.
you know, you times that by 4 times a month, that's $400 for one person. You times that by 6 people in your family, that's 4 times 6, $2,400. Most people can't afford that, so this is really helpful.
Thank you, Teresa.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for what you do, Teresa.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you,
Good luck with the golf tournament today.
thank you.
Get it straight.
Or laundry.
Or anywhere you need to. Ginger, you're up next, one more request.
Yeah, last time you get this here from me. Beaver High School has reached out to us to see if we will support the video board. They're asking for $175 support to advertise on the video board.
Don't we usually do this?
We do.
Yeah.
Every day. Is this just the one on Main Street, or is this?
I think it's the one in the,
It's actually in the gym.
In the
In
gym.
the gym?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Your name will get put on there.
I expect Milford
Yeah.
High School will probably have a similar one.
Yeah, do we do the same thing for Melford?
We do.
Is that an automatic, or do they have to put a request in?
They put a request in, that's,
You wanna see this? You'll-
yeah, they usually write a letter like that and just say that if you want to participate, please send a check to such and such to, for the basketball or whichever organization that's fundraising.
Okay,
So if you're good, well, we'll pay them $175 to advertise.
I'll make a motion to approve the advertising support for VHS video board.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Tell them good luck with that, Ginger, thank you again. Mr. Bushman, come on up. How are you today? Thanks for being here.
I'm wonderful.
You look like you're still surviving your job of, what, a couple months now?
Couple months, yeah.
Awesome.
You and Matt are in a,
I think
Rather
we came up
than
pretty
money,
close.
similar
to the
situation.
same-
Yeah.
The new numbers and. people
there's
on
new
there.
numbers. I can't text your personal one?
You still can.
We know you, but there are some people online that may not, so if you will.
Sure. So, Darren Bushman, the Executive Director of Five County Association of Governments. So,
Maybe.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
Just to comment on that previous agenda item on the mental health. You know, the unfortunate part about that, if you read that code, is that it's a mandate on you. So, they gave you the carrot of 1 year.
Yes,
And the rest of it's on you from here on out.
Got it.
Unfunded mandate.
Which is unfortunate, unfunded mandates for small local governments, you know, so.
So plan on that next year.
That's Ryan Wilcox's baby, so, anybody that wants
Oh,
to.
this is Ryan's too?
Anyone that wants to, campaign for assistance for, I realistically think that we need to look at 3 through 6 class counties, getting support with that ongoing, considering the cost of that mandate.
Yeah.
It's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
Well, considering you're in the position you're in.
Yes, of course, that's on my agenda. It's not my topic, but
We can
I'm,
give you some directives.
but I'm letting you guys know up front that I think.
Well, have you
that
met
that's
Matt yet?
important.
Well, and that was a pretty good sized carrot they dangled in front of us, so it looks pretty good from here, but
That's good this year.
knowing that it's
So
not
they
gonna
pull
be
the
there.
rug out from under you
Yeah,
next year.
and they have kind of held pretty firm on that 1 year for those that have spent all their money and come back for more, and they've said no, right? Because the codes specifically stated 1 year, so, anyway. We'll look for, yeah, we've met before, so, I think we both ended up at a, meeting in Cedar City at the, college there, so, anyway.
And we were out in cedar trees together that one day.
We were wandering around in the cedar trees, yeah, so.
Sounds odd, but it was a meeting.
Yeah, don't go any more
It
details.
was a legitimate
Was
meeting.
this at Skinwalker Ranch tour?
We ain't done that one yet, but that sounds kind of fun. Hey, I just wanted to, stop in and see you all and, make sure everyone knew, what we were up to at Five County. And I'll tell you, I've learned
Cleaning house.
I've learned one thing at Five County, is that once you've seen one AOG, you've seen one AOG. And it is a really interesting experience to go through, right? Because I was the chair of the Sixth County Association of Governments for a couple of years, and I knew pretty much everything that we did, and then I showed up at Five County, and we don't do a lot of those things, but we do a whole bunch of other things. So I give me a list, Matt, I guess you passed that around to him. That's a double-sided list, but, with Washington County being in our, bailiwick, aging is a huge chunk, of what we do, and of course, Washington County takes a lion's share of that effort, because it is Utah's retirement community, but those services also roll out to all the other counties, but there's a pretty healthy list of stuff there, that we do. Just bring your attention to one I find really interesting. Having been at the Bureau of EMS, our focus was on, fall data, because post-65, #1 cause of death is falls. And, so we actually run an RSVP program, the Retired Senior Volunteers Program, and we do Tai Chi courses for elderly people.
Or extension does that here
Fall
too.
prevention courses, and, so it goes full circle to my previous life at the Bureau of EMS. But, anyways, some great programs, honestly, that we do. The Veterans Program, is amazing, what our veterans staff help veterans get done and get accomplished. People that have been entitled to benefits for years that have never received them and are, struggling on their homelessness or are homeless. We also have the Community Action Partnership, which we work across all the 5 counties on, poverty mitigation, temporary housing, food, shelter, et cetera. So we have a pretty large group of folks that work in our CAP organization. There are grants in that program that I think there are 41 different funding sources for CAP, and some of those grants are $22,000 up to $330,000. So there's just a pile of paperwork and compliance, as you can imagine, to make that program work. But it does work. This one was one I found really interesting is the child care resource agency that we do. We actually cover both 5 and 6 county areas in that. So 6 county does not do this program, we do it. We are the only AOG in the state that does this. In other parts of the state, this is done through other types of nonprofit 501c3s, et cetera. So it is interesting that this lives inside of our AOG, but it works pretty well, and we're pretty good at it. We just opened up 2 centers in Wayne County. Might have seen that in the news in the last couple of weeks, so got some interesting press out of that one. So, of course, our heat program, our center for heat is pretty much in Iron County. That's where our warehouse is. That's where our staff work at. But we do everything from replacing refrigerators to windows to air conditioning units to whatever it may be. So we have 2 certified auditors that go in and do energy audits on homes and determine what that they need and what we can offer. This is one that is right now on the chopping block. Heat is not in the president's budget and has yet to be renewed by Congress. This is a pretty big deal for our elderly folks.
So it is a federal program?
It is a federal program. It's all federal pass-through. But, it helps a significant number of elderly people that are low income to pay their heat bills. Interestingly enough, also on that program, which we need to work on if it does get renewed, is in other states, they actually help with cooling bills. As you can imagine, that would be pretty helpful in Washington County. We do not do that in the state of Utah, so that's something that I got to figure out why we chose not to do that, because it is a pass-through that goes through the Department of Health and Human Services. So we also have our SET program. There are basically 3 folks in that group. We have Cody, Kevin, and Nate who all work in that, assisting in CIP, CDBG, and all of the planning functions. Kevin does a lot of local plans, general plans, if you need help with subdivision plans, et cetera. And then we also have Roger Carter, who is a professor at SUU. He works for us full-time as well, and he is our local administrative advisor. If you haven't become familiar with what Roger does, it's really interesting for your communities that don't have a city administrator. Roger used to be the city administrator for Washington City for 20-some years, and so he basically steps in as an advisor for communities that don't have a city administrator. Very, very cool program. The things that are happening there are amazing. Roger's given them a lot of advice that will keep them out of hot water and helping with all sorts of plans that are required at the municipal level. And anyway, we have 21 cities, I think, that are eligible in the 5-county area. So there's a number of your cities that would be eligible. If they have a city administrator, that's the first thing that keeps them from not being eligible. But if they don't have a city administrator, then it comes down to population, and I believe most of yours are eligible. So if there's a question, have them reach out to me and we can connect the mayors. And he works a lot with the city clerk, city reporters, just making sure that everything's on the up and up as far as legal meetings and minutes and all of that fun stuff. So, and then the other big one that probably doesn't affect you as much is our transportation planning organization. You can feel lucky that you don't need an MPO or an RPO in Beaver County, right? But I think there's 527 road initiative projects going on between Iron and Washington County right now, and that's handled through the transportation group that sits inside of the AOG. So I just wanna give you a flavor for the kind of stuff that we do. There's a lot of stuff. We are trying to reinvent ourselves when it comes to economic development. That's something we've been weak in, and, you know, I'm taking the lead on that personally. Hopefully we can identify some additional funding sources to where we could, you know, do something similar to what R6 has done, where they brought on a full-time economic development person for the region, which I think would be beneficial
We
to
can't
assist.
have Matt, we just need to help Matt.
We can't take him?
No.
Oh, well, he already talked to me, I'm just kidding.
He's planning roots here, he ain't going anywhere.
There you go, okay, well, we'd probably get in trouble if we did that anyway.
Yes, you would. You would get on that list.
I'd be on, I think I'm already on that
You
list.
probably are.
But, yeah, we're trying to, you know, engage there in a much heavier way. The local administrator advisor, if I can take you back to that program, we're gonna need your help this year in the legislature on that. That program is incredible, I think it's a great program, I think it's needed.
Yeah, which one?
It's the local administrative advisor.
Oh.
There was let's just say a conflict between leadership and the League of Cities and Towns last year, and that money is went to the League of Cities and Towns to run this program. So we actually run it in cooperation with the Governor's Office of Planning and Budget. And so the punishment was that they took that money away from the league, or they took a giant chunk of that money away from the league. What they didn't realize is they were taking it away from all the AOGs. And so we're gonna engage on that heavily in this next session, but we have to figure out how to.
Cause that hit 6 County really hard, didn't it?
It hit them, it hit us, yeah,
I
all of
didn't
us.
even know they had it in 6 County, or 5 County, 9 County,
Yeah.
6 County.
Yep, and so he has 2 in 6 County, we only have 1 in 5 County. He's got 2 staff working in that arena. I wish we had 2 staff, honestly, it's nearly impossible for Roger to do 21 cities, but with the current funding model, it's not viable to do that. But it's something we're gonna have to work on, and the unfortunate part is that leadership thought they were punishing the league, when in reality, that money was pretty much passed through to all of the AOGs across the state. And so we're gonna need your help, figuring out funding that.
Yeah, Travis called me, it was a week out, but I didn't even know what he was talking about, and it was too late in the game.
Yeah, it was like last week of the
Yeah,
session kind of
last
thing,
week.
and I know that there was some irritation with Cameron and leadership, and so the solution was we were gonna punish the league by pulling this money. And the unfortunate part is when they pulled the money, it really didn't affect the league a whole lot, it affected all of us, so. Anyway, so with that being said, the one thing that I want to do going forward with the 5 County Association of Governments is I want to provide the services that you need, that you want, that you're, you know, feeling like we should have been providing all along. I feel like economic development is a big piece of it, natural resources is a big piece of it. And Travis and I have been working on this natural resource piece. We met with Congresswoman Malloy a week ago on this. We would love to see the ability to have a natural resource, but that's the way to say it, in 5 County, but we have to find a funding stream to do that with. But, you know, like, I've been in the office maybe 2 or 3 days, and I got a phone call from Victor saying, so what are you gonna do to help the people in Pine Valley recover from this fire, right? And there is no resource inside of the AOG at this point in time to do that sort of thing. So we have to figure out how to build that capacity, because Travis is dealing with it right now. Sevier County came to Travis and said, hey, will you be the fiduciary on our NRCS, recovery funds on Monroe, right? And I know, you know, living in Marysville with the fire last year, the mayor and the county commission are still struggling. I don't think $1 of the NRCS money has actually went on the ground yet in Pike County, from that. And a lot of it is just the inability to wade through the red tape, right? And DEM is really good at interpreting the federal code for us, but they're not really good at helping us do the dot the i's, cross the t's,
Right.
and make it happen. So that's one of my focus. If we can figure figure out a revenue stream to do it. Everything that we do in AOG is really dependent upon a revenue stream. We did $13.6 million worth of services in the budget this year, and your contribution was $160,000. So it's an 83-to-1 ratio. I think it's a good buy for counties, right?
If we utilize it, so.
It is, yeah.
Because I think that's where our problem is the county hasn't utilized anything for Pike County a lot.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be, I think Washington County sucks a lot of it out.
Well, it's a population-based game.
Right,
There's no
right.
doubt about it.
Right.
And, you know, one of my objectives is to level that playing field as much as possible,
Well,
right?
you're a small town guy, you
so-
you do understand where I'm
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
But I think you're heading the right direction. One of the things that I think that we've been missing is that, some resources does that interconnect with federal funding. So the grant writing and those kind of things, is we don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
Like, we could talk to Celeste, right, and she's like, oh yeah, there's all these programs, talk to my staff, and then the staff, depending on if they're new or been around, or, you know, they're uneducated on all that too. But it'd be nice to have somebody that's savvy enough that can connect the dots on all those different levels, whether it's state or federal or whatever. You know, natural resources is always been my heart tug or whatever you wanna call it, but,
Sure.
you know.
No, you're right, you know, it's like CDBG, Cody Christensen has been doing CDBG longer than anybody. The state calls Cody to ask him how they're supposed to be administering the program, right? Because Cody's been doing it. We have an expert in CDBG. We need an expert in NRCS funding. We need an expert in, you know, Community Wildfire, CWPP money. We need an expert in, you know, wildland urban interface money, right? And so, and understanding those policies, and we don't have that, right? Anywhere in the state, truth be known, right?
Well, and then I think also, you know, and I'm not trying to throw Pike County in the bus on everything, but, they've never done a good job in educating us, like how long what the availability of programs and stuff are. And so, I mean, you know, like, these guys can go to the Pike County meeting, you know, every month or whatever else, but if miners or mills are not there and they figure out all that, they take it home and utilize those programs, then, you know, there's gotta be some sort of communication going on all the time.
No, you're
How to
right.
do that, and I don't think that's been very consistent.
Yeah, and, you know, simply giving you guys the list of the services that we offer, I mean, I'm sure you guys look through the list and go, I didn't know about that, I didn't know about that, I didn't know about that, right? You know, it's like.
If it fits, if it's gonna connect anything that we need or whatever, but.
We have staff that advocate for people that are in, care centers, right? And our ombudsman program, their objective is to help those people that are in care centers get the federal funding that they need to help, you know, retain and remain in those centers if they need to. You know, there's all kinds of potential that we have. We also have programs to help keep people at home and not end up in care centers, right? We have actual people that are actually in the field, you know, going to the homes and making sure people can remain in their home versus be put in some sort of a long-term care facility, right? And so, as you look through this list, if there's things that you see that you need more information on, you know, we're ready, willing, and able to present on it, train on it, whatever we need to do. But you're absolutely right, and it really has been focused. I can see it. You know, a lot of our programs are focused in 2 and maybe 3 counties, right? So there's a couple of smaller counties where the effort hasn't been as focused, right? Because it's harder to do the outreach because it's only a few cases, right? So we have to figure out how to balance that, right? We have the Circles Out of Poverty program, which is working really well in Washington County. We're struggling to get it going in Iron County because it takes a lot of volunteers, right, to do it. And so, you know, we'd love to get it going in Beaver County, Garfield County, King County, but it volunteers in the area.
No wonder it's bandwidth of the STP.
It's exactly what it comes down to, Commissioner, is that we have the same three people doing everything right now, so, or 10, maybe in Beaver County. In Pike County, it's 3. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm not sure that it's more than three.
yeah, no, I understand. But I'm more than willing to come and bring staff and present on any programs. We're gonna do it whether you like it or not, but if there's something in particular, let us know, and we'll definitely, be here and, try and do what we can to educate. One of the things I'm trying to figure out is, what does our outreach look like, right? How do we reach your mayors? How do we reach your city council people? One of the things that Travis does really well in Kings County, he has the annual leadership summit, and all the city council members and all of the mayors, he feeds them dinner, and they spend the night talking policy, and they talk rules and regulations and all those things. And, we've got to decide how we want to do outreach, but we definitely want to do
What I love most, and I'm really excited about, I can see you and Travis in a competition, like who's gonna do better.
You think?
100%.
No, we're actually, I'm gonna be honest with you, Travis has been awesome.
I know.
He's
He's gonna be
been
mentoring.
willing to work, with me on everything that I've called him on. And, in some cases, like on the natural resource thing, I'm carrying the ball, and he's excited about, working with that. If we can get something, spun up on that. And at the same token, he's been doing like congressional briefing for so long that he's gonna continue to carry the ball. Hopefully I can carry more of the load, than was carried
Well,
in the
and
past.
help.
But, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he already told me that I overuse and have a lot of time in the meetings. Well, if there's any other questions, let me know.
Do you remember Darren? He was the commissioner for Pioneer County for a long time.
I've been the attorney for Beaver for a long time, so.
Yeah.
Good buddy.
I will say this, from matter of point, he's been there for a couple months now, and it's made a huge impact on Pike County, so.
Good.
It's been very positive, very great, we're really excited
Well,
about
the fact you're here this evening.
doing, and the future work's going, so thank you.
Well, thank you.
I'm
Good
still
luck.
new to it, I haven't had any dealings with Pike County, so I appreciate you coming over and talking to us and tell us what you do there, so.
You're gonna see more of us.
He's not that new, he's been here 3 years.
I'm still new, I like the new. But
He's
he's
wrong.
trying to avoid being blamed.
Yeah.
I know, that's exactly it.
I'm the new guy.
It only lasts so long,
I'm gonna start using, I'm the old guy.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy to blame.
I know, it's, I'm always.
Well, thank you for the time, I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank you,
appreciate it
good
very
luck.
much.
Holler if there's anything we can help you with.
Will do. All right.
Thank
Okay,
you.
good to see you.
Old business, Heidi, if you wanna come up.
Want to put my 2 cents in on mental health because I've seen it in a different direction. Whoever mandated this bill or wrote this bill didn't think about our officers and our people who've been working 20, 30 years in law enforcement, right? And they've taken all of this trauma and stress and they've packed it up and they put it away. And now we're pulling it back out of them. We're asking them to unpack it all. We have a year worth of funding to get it unpacked. There's no way. And when you're going to lose people, and we have lost people because of the process of trying to unpack it. So they provided nothing for 30 years, 20 years, and now they've asked these people to unload all of this trauma
In 1 year.
in 1 year. And we can't. And so this is an ongoing thing that they should be ongoing funding for, because it's going to be unpacking trauma that's been dealt with and put away in the healthiest way they possibly could, right? A lot of these guys didn't want to unpack it. They didn't want to go back.
Because they had it locked up.
They had it locked up and put away. They've thrown away the key, right? And then
Okay,
we
so
forced them.
I'm gonna ask you, because I'm not kidding you, we've been having these conversations. And when it comes to the legislature, I want you to come up and testify.
Sure.
Because what you just said nobody can say that
Nobody
better.
even considered.
Nobody can say that better,
Nobody even thought about
Not
it.
thinking about that.
They sat on my
They
desk
don't,
across
they
the
don't
room.
think about it, but it's
Have these
just like,
conversations.
so this particular legislature is a really big guy, right? Like, he's got a giant heart, he thinks he's doing
Have
all
good
this.
intentions.
Has good intentions, but he does not understand the impacts of what he's doing, and it's kind of like the school, he's the same guy that did the school resource officer. Like, the thought process, like, it's all good, but do you not see what the end result is down here?
And mandate us to do this
Yeah.
and not fund it for these folks that we're uncovering all of this trauma. It's just unfair
like
to
not
put
fair.
that on a small county. It's so unfair for them to put that on us. And so what do we do with these people, right? How do we help them?
Because now we're traumatizing them all over
Absolutely.
again.
It's like
And
this-
that's, like Tammy said, the legislature, if we argue against this, then we look like the bad guys.
Right, we're not against mental health,
We are
I'm not against
We-
mental
we
health.
support this 100%.
Absolutely, for our new officers that have been with us in the first 5 years, this is fantastic, we've got a resource for
But to
them, that
mandate
they've
that
started.
everybody's
But
gotta
to
be
mandate
mental
that
health.
and force everybody to go in and have a mental health evaluation and try to unpack this stuff after they put it away for 20, 30 years,
It's 2 visits.
it is so much damage,
No, it's years.
so
worth
much
of-
damage, years worth of damage. They don't love and don't want to do it. They don't want to go back there. They've lived it, they've dealt with it, they found their way to get by. The new way is the way that they dealt with it, right?
And it
It's
just
so
makes
forcing
everything
people.
raw again.
Yep, it does. It does. It's creating a lot of issues that nobody thought about, right? We didn't think about these folks. We thought about mental health. We didn't think about these folks that we have that have long-term trauma that has been dealt with. So, anyway.
I can relate to that, because there's things, you know, in my past that I've just dealt with.
Sure.
And I don't wanna talk about it anymore today.
It's
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done, I give up on that, I'm done moving forward, yes, I've made that choice.
Yeah.
And to go back, you know,
Yep. Try to
yeah, I
unpack
get
it
it,
all.
I get it, that 100% makes so much, you're gonna be on my speed dial.
Well, that's my 2 cents. If you can change it, you can get more funding to keep this ongoing for those people. I don't know how we help them because we're unbearing a lot of every path. So, both Townsend.
Thanks for bringing that up and making us aware, because it is very valid.
Thank you. I just wanted to revisit the 9/11. So I'm set up on justserve.org, as Lon suggested. I've talked with Sterling Bradshaw as well. They're aware that we're going to have a couple of projects. As soon as we get done today, I'll get those posted on justserve.org. I think that we decided after the last meeting, that we want to do the walking path, and then we'd like to do that area between the new road shed and the hospital down in Milford, is that correct?
Yeah, and a little north of the hospital if we can, just putting shows up from now if we can get done.
Okay, towards the airport.
Towards the airport.
Yeah, or the state road should.
Yeah.
I'm walking.
Interested, what time do we show
Yeah.
up? What-
So I'm going to follow this up. I just received, Sterling and Melissa sent me all the information for the plans for the day. I think as a county, what we're offering is to pay for 2 hours of employees' time. I will send information out to all the employees about where they can go. We'll have people at each location that they can check in with, so that they can be credited that they were there at the county, working, and so we can give them, yeah, so we're paying them, for their time that they're serving. There will be water, we'll have water available and garbage bags, and then we're going to ask at the walking path, anybody who can bring, any kind of weed eaters or things to help to knock down the weeds and stuff, to bring that with them
Maybe a
as well.
machete.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might take a machete.
Yeah.
Or a very powerful
Like
machine.
9 to 11 kind of.
Yeah, like a 9 to 11 type of thing. We even thought we might go a little longer than that, maybe like a 9 to noon, so that the offices within the county can stay open, so one of your employees wants to go and come back, and then another employee gets to go, so that everybody has an opportunity to go, but we're still serving the public, so.
And we're really encouraging everybody to participate.
Encouraging
I mean, we
everybody
can't,
to participate.
we
force
force
you to
anybody to do
volunteer,
it,
but yeah.
but we really, really want you to go do it.
This is a good thing.
So department heads and elected officials and
Yeah.
other departments
Make
should
sure.
encourage their employees or
Absolutely.
personnel to go.
Yeah.
I'll buy the water, because I won't be there.
Well, yeah.
Not that I don't want to be,
Yeah.
be out of town.
No, I think this will be great, and I'll work out all the little fine parts and details, set it all up, and then I'll send it out to the employees and get it posted on justserve.org. So, I'm planning to have that finished up this week and have that out there. And, you know, we may get other community members that come get involved in our projects, which is great, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and may also, just for the record as well, we're encouraging the county employees to go to one of those two projects.
Yes.
Maybe other projects you can do later outside, but really for that day,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
encouraging
we chose these
those two
counties,
projects.
There's a
we
county
like our
project.
employees to come to our
Yeah.
projects, yes, for sure. Okay, that was all I have.
Okay?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Thank you, appreciate that, Heidi, very much. Any other old business? Well, I know you have this, but this is an ordinance, I think it has to be on the agenda for an ordinance,
Correct.
so we're gonna do that in 2 weeks,
That's perfectly fine.
okay?
I do want to follow up also just briefly on the opioid litigation, and the two assignments, I think you've been given copies of both. I think you signed one of them, the old one that dealt with the Purdue family and the Saffron family. There's been a newer one that I tried to send out last week as part of a forwarded email, they don't always make it through, but I forwarded them. You remember getting the
Yes.
newest one that dealt with the one universal?
Yes,
You're able to sign?
yes. Yes.
We're beautiful.
Well, you've got it, right?
Yeah, I just,
Beautiful. I'm happy.
Do you want them to ratify my signature on
that's
those
what I was
things?
thinking, I think we should probably.
Just ratify the
On both
signature?
of them, or
And I
just
think
the
the
max?
max got that scheduled for a future.
Okay.
Because as you mentioned, you gotta have it on the agenda to deal with it. I think Matt's
Well,
scheduled for.
It is old business.
Yeah, that's.
I'm okay ratifying it though.
I know there was a, had we discussed this one or not? Because I know the last one we did was the Sackler one. This one looks like it was.
It's a new one.
It's a newer one.
It's a newer
Mhm.
All right, so
So
it's
Matt's
next
got
week.
on for the 16th, we can.
Perfect.
We'll just
Officially
discuss it.
address it.
Okay.
Yep, I have it on for the, thank you.
Okay,
That's all I got.
And
Thank
you
you.
want to do the 16th, start with the department heads coming in and discussing budget requests, or do you want? that
it is,
part
it
of
is a
that?
work meeting. No, we can do that. I mean, you sent it out. I saw the email.
Yeah.
Well, she sent out.
Have you had any responses?
I sent out the budget.
Budgets.
To get them returned back to
We
budget
need to
heads.
make our,
It's just, I don't want to schedule them if you're not ready. Like, I can schedule them to
Let's-
come.
I don't think my bunch are gonna be ready yet, because I've talked to them, and they're gonna review it, but I think they're still at least 2 weeks out before they even get a chance to.
I think we could probably push those ones that aren't quite ready, but I think like this building and stuff, they're fairly
They should be
simple.
fine,
Some of the
yeah.
I think you
simple
could probably knock some of those easy ones out.
yeah.
Because I know Cody.
I met with him the other day, and
Tyler,
we got
they're all
some of theirs,
working on
mhm. We got the sheriff's budget done.
We can do plan for me, I can do council on aging.
I think those are pretty straightforward. So let's do those.
Like,
That job could be ready in the.
Matt, you okay? So those simpler ones, let's do it.
The simpler budget
That
request.
should be covered, because they're on there.
Because I told them if they need more time, just let me
Junior can help
know.
you with those bits.
Yeah.
I think she understands which ones are simple and which ones are not.
Mhm. Yeah.
As much as anybody does. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, and you can go
The
back,
note's been made.
like I told you the other day, I'd go back on the old agendas and look and see how kind of read historical, so that,
That's the break it up book anyways.
but it too, if you're in rhythm or consistent on how you do your timing on,
Yes, yes.
you know, so they've had their budgets for what, a week or two?
Almost a month. If I could tell the
Oh,
tenth, they will have it a month.
Oh, okay.
So they've had it quite some time to work.
Okay.
They should be working on it.
So maybe what we do is set them a reminder and just say, look, we're
And I
coming
can
up,
do
we're gonna
that.
start scheduling. I would do that if I was you, and then.
Okay, I'm gonna be gone the rest of the week, so maybe I'll do it
Well,
before I
that's right.
go.
Yeah,
And I just,
and I'll be gone next week, so that's why my guys, when I talk to them, they're like, I'm not ready this week.
yeah.
Between the fair and everything,
I know.
they got a lot of,
And if they need to extend, that's okay too. It's just,
I think we can do it.
it's a lot of work to get in before
Yeah,
the end of the year.
we'll do it first October, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay? Commissioner Pearson, anything?
Okay, so we've got public lands, or natural resource committee is Monday, up at Layton, that's the first day of the UAC conference, and then that's the UAC conference, but I will not be there because I'll be
You're
going
headed
to
to DC,
Washington
right?
DC for the Phil plan.
Okay.
And
How'd you
then,
feel?
yeah, and the problem is, and I don't know if you guys understand this, but, it's kind of a complicated formula. they have not funded SRS, the school, secure rural schools yet. And if they don't fund that, that's going to mess with our PILT. So right now, looking at PILT funding for next year, it drops from, what was Jerry telling me? I can't remember the number, I should have wrote it down. It's gonna drop significantly.
Bill's gonna drop.
When you say significantly, like
Like,
What do we get,
probably
like
a 20%, like a 20% hit or something.
just so I can like
You ready for it?
prepare for
That's
it.
pretty good
Well,
drop,
they went,
10%,
so
1.4.
when Jerry was texting me, I guess we were texting, right, look it up. It's huge. It's a big difference, because the big forest counties, you know, and states like Oregon and Washington and that, where they do, where it is the forest, they're trying to transition between, paying them their cost share on 4 feet log compared to what SRS is, and it's two totally different animals, but it's still talking about the same number. And they're just up in an uproar in Washington DC. Celeste says she thinks that they can get it passed, but even if they do, they're talking about a smaller amount. So if they do that, that still messes with the total program. So I think he said, I thought the way he was saying that the PILT this year was like at $600-something billion, and it's gonna drop down to 500.
So should I prepare for not getting it? That's what I mean,
Well, 'cause how much is our SRS?
we don't get SRS that goes to the service district. And that, they got about 150,000, I think is what they got,
That comes annually.
service district 7. That's where
Yeah.
they're,
And that's the other problem. 'Cause
that's what's paid for their equipment.
I know,
But
but technically, that's, like, they set that up that way, but technically, that's not what it's supposed to get.
No, I know, it was,
So they get the road money, even though that's not supposed to be road money.
Right, we'll take the road money, they always need road money.
I know, but it's,
but,
it's kind
well,
of,
Hill can go for roads. I mean, that is what, one of the uses, it's, you know, EMS, it's, you know,
well, it's supposed to be for everything, and that's one of the conversations that they're having, is how to fund EMS and volunteer, pay our volunteers, so, anyway, it's just kind of an iffy thing, and it's kind of up in the air right now, so that's half the reason for the co-plan, because you're talking about,
Yeah.
you know, talking about
Two different entities.
congressional funds. And then I've got, now that I can't keep saying natural resource chairman, I've got a board meeting, in California, is the Western Interstate Region Board meeting, and that's the end of September, so that'll be, I mean, I'll be here for the next meeting, and that will be the next week. I'm gonna, no, I'm driving,
Oh, you're
it's
driving.
easier to drive, it's in Bridgeport, just across the.
That's why she's
Mount
driving.
Southern. Yeah, it's,
Can't fly to it.
yeah, you can't fly, you gotta fly to Reno, and then drive for 2.5 hours.
Oh.
I'm like, I'll just drive across Nevada.
Yeah, it's Northern California.
Lonely child in America.
No, it's down,
Highway.
like, straight across here, through, if I go through Cedar, and then you could drive out through Tonopah, and
So it's like
it's,
mid.
Well, not that way.
it's right in the middle, yeah.
Heck of a place for me.
Well, it's rural, so that's fine with me. Yeah, I'm gonna put more
In
miles
California, that's
on
the problem.
the Jeep, but more road miles. Anyway, that's my schedule.
Okay. Commissioner?
Just real quick, the fair was successful, I feel it was successful, we had good turnout, good crowds, lots of good comments. We're always making a few adjustments and making things hopefully flow a little smoother, but thanks for everybody for helping with the fair to make it successful.
The numbers look really good.
The numbers were good, everybody was happy. It was good weather, I don't know
Good
how to
weather.
get that, and if we got again, we'll be okay.
I know there was some numbers that weren't included in that.
Oh, there were a few, okay. So it may look a little,
Even better.
Yeah, yeah, just, this, like there are some other revenue sources that are not,
Way ahead of it.
yeah, it's not anything we really.
Was all the gate money in there?
Other gate
Yes.
money was, but there were Rich's entries, your volleyball, your,
Yeah.
you know, like, they're just those little things that they're
That
still.
doesn't necessarily come into her,
Exactly.
well, and I know tons of donations.
The sponsorship.
Yeah.
Lots of sponsorship money, unless you got, like I saw it on your bills today, they were actual checks that came to you that you guys had to.
Yeah, that would create like a pass-through.
We did a whole memo thing, like everybody that donated to Buckle, like, that's all I did was.
Yeah.
We almost need to get a bigger parking lot for Saturday night,
Wow, that was,
which is a good problem to have.
it was a good problem.
Suppose.
It didn't, and it wasn't like they took a ton of it, but didn't help that it had a bunch of carnival rides that were not working, and they were just parked out working. So,
Yeah, it was almost parking clear to miners though, so.
yeah, they were everywhere.
It was, people were happy, I think it went pretty well, the derby flowed fast enough and kept people there. It was a little long, but, yeah, I think all in all, it was a good
I
event.
didn't hear any, the only comments I heard on the derby, and it was funny because I was sitting on the far east end, people were walking out, some of them left early, and they go, we want to stay, but that is by far the best derby we got.
Yeah, you
Like,
like, it hit
the big heats were
see, and I
popular.
think, we need to budget differently on that one too, because what the actual cost is and what is put in is not the same. I mean,
Well, it was way more. Well,
Because
but-
the trophies
the
and.
trophies, all, like, it's about 41,000 and we budgeted 29, so it's distorted of how much it really costs.
Okay.
And does that include, because I know some of the
Yeah.
stuff,
That's
like,
Allison's budget, right?
Yeah,
like with the big screen and all of that stuff.
that was an afterthought.
That was an afterthought, but she got donations to cover it, but there's,
It's
how do
always,
you've gotta be able to,
But that was for.
Show that.
wasn't
Yeah.
for, yeah.
because the donations don't really count, they just go in the general fund. But somehow she needs to tally all the donations and how that does a wash,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And she should, I think she did that last year.
She should come
Reported
to
to us.
us.
Yeah, she'll come and present, we could, we just need to get her on the.
Maybe I'll talk to her and see if she can come to the next meeting. I know this week,
And is she trying to do the dinner, is it Monday?
yeah, Monday
It is
before.
Monday, she was gonna get Joe,
15th,
see if that
right?
was gonna work for Joe's schedule.
15th, I think.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna try to go to UAC on Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't know if I can make it up there for Monday, because you'll be there on Monday.
I'll probably try to go through there Wednesday.
Okay, if you can go, we can ride up there together, get some of the meeting and see. And then
I have, to be honest with you, I haven't looked at the UAC
Me either.
schedule because I can't.
we weren't gonna be there anyway.
So,
Okay.
we've got board meeting that night, Monday night. So the UAC board,
Oh, okay.
so public lands in the morning, then we got the URLA, that Utah Leadership Academy is in the afternoon. And they've asked me to speak on that because I graduated from it. But then the board meeting's at 5, and then I'll head back down, because I'm not gonna get a ring at Little Red, because they were booked, because I'm gonna fly out
Oh,
Tuesday morning.
okay.
But there's only a handful of us going this year because of the conflict.
Okay. And that's, I think that's all I have.
Do we have the basket ready?
Yeah. Oh,
I
I'm
figured,
glad you said
I
that.
figured you had that.
Of course.
I was gonna bring it up.
So we went a new direction.
Okay.
We're doing a his and hers lavender basket. So Robin owns the lavender store in Williamsville. So it's really cute. We went and put it, most of it together the other, or I picked Heather. So there's a little, cute little silver bucket with all the barbecue grills, and then she's got all of her seasoning and all the stuff that she's put together. And for the man basket, and then the woman's basket is all of the big, you know, whatever, like cleaning.
Laura Barlow emailed me, so if you'll tell me what's in it, I can.
Oh, I can't. I'll tell her.
Should I-
Robin's making me a list. So
Okay.
I'll just.
Do you want me to forward the email to you and then?
No, I
you can-
got it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got it too. She
Perfect.
knows I've got the basket.
Perfect.
But I already told her, I just said, I gotta have a list. Robin's putting the list together. It's gonna be a really long one.
All right. I think that's a great idea.
And then we're gonna do, cause Tracy printed me up we're gonna add county stuff with it. So Jen's got 2 or 3, like, equipment
you want to add anything, Matt?
I'm planning on going to UAC on the 8th. And then we'll take it, each day will be a case by case scenario probably, so.
You'll be up
We
there,
will actually watch.
you'll go up the night before, or you're going on for the natural resource committee?
I like that.
The Natural Resource Committee is at the Energy Zone.
No, that's Monday, that's what I'm doing, so you're probably talking about Tuesday or night.
Yeah, it must be now, because I thought the first day was the 8th.
Well, the public lands or natural resource committee is Monday.
I haven't looked at the schedule
The
yet.
8th, I know. It's hard, it's a lot, I don't know, is
Yeah.
anybody else going?
I'm going the first
From
day.
here,
Tracy's going for me,
Okay.
she has been in US this year, so.
It's changed to September, it's not like November was better.
Yeah, but what they're trying to do, and it doesn't make sense to me, is they're trying not to have it in the middle of interim, so they can have legislators. So on Monday, I actually have Carl and Evan and Derek Owens and a bunch of our leadership, going to talk public lands. Because guess what, all the leadership off the hill of our legislature are gonna be in Washington DC, at my house. So they can't be at conference either, and I'm like,
Anyway, yeah, so much for that.
yeah, right.
Mm.
I think we're good to go.
Okay. That's it, nothing else?